Word up, homies. Hello, traders. How are we? Welcome to the live stream. We are not going to mess around. We are going to look straight at the news, right? Because we have literally had the pound interest rate decision come out. Now, just looking at pound US dollar on the hourly chart, I will do all the hellos and say hello to everyone soon. And don't forget to ask your questions, but news has just come out, right? So we can say that there is pound weakness was the initial reaction. Let's have a look at some other pairs. So yeah, pound weakness is the initial reaction. Pound weakness there is the initial reaction. Pound weakness across the board. But I bet you the interest rate decision come out as expected. So I haven't looked at the news yet. So let's take a look. And yeah, as expected, guys, it came out as expected. But what's making the pound weak is this. So this came out as expected, right? So you're probably thinking, why the hell is pound dropping? It's because of this. Now, these are all the members that make up the Bank of England, right? And they vote on whether there should be a vote hike or a vote cut each month. So looking at December, right, there is one more person now that thinks it should be cut, right? So one more person thinks we should cut the interest rate decision of the UK. So that is where we're seeing the weakness, right? This figure right here is creating the pound weakness. It'll also be interesting to see what's in this meeting minutes. You can go and find this out online if you are that interested. But really, all we need to know is that, you know, the initial reaction was pound weakness because of this figure. And yeah, so let's go back to the charts now. Okay, it's not exactly tearing down, but it is weak, right? Let's have a look at pound US dollar. All right, so we'll come back to that. And I wouldn't jump in on a trade anyway, guys, right? If news comes out, I'm not like, quick buy, sell. You know, you can't trade the news like that. You've got too much slippage. You'll be, you know, and the news can change. Like, you know, it can fly off in one direction, then the other, right? So I don't jump in on news. I do trade the news straddle, which is a separate strategy, which is in the VIP Trading Academy. But anyway, pound weakness overall. Now, let's see who is in the house. Colin, hello, Colin. How are you? Okay, so Colin is doing the news straddle strategy, the NSS, as it's known. We cunningly named it the NSS. We don't know why. So yeah, how are you, Colin? Merry Christmas, mate. Brett, how are you, Brett? Merry Christmas. Godwin, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Nor, how are you? I won't ask you how the boat is going, but I will say Merry Christmas. And Handy Rukik, I hope you are handy. So there you go, guys. Pound weakness off the back of that news. It has been a busy news day, guys, right? We had the yen interest rate earlier on, and whatever was said in this BOJ press conference as well, we have seen yen weakness, right? If you look at any yen pair, look at this H4 chart, right? Yesterday, I was in this sell trade and thankfully closed the rest of my trade down at 160, right? So gets down to 160, and then the yen interest rate decision, look at not even the yen interest rate decision, the yen press conference. Look at that bad boy go. That was flying, right? And you can see it was the BOJ press conference, right? Because if you go to the economic calendar, the news comes out at 2:55, right? And then you've got the press conference at 6:30. So if we go to the chart, if you look at 2:55 on the chart, that will be within this candle. Not much happened, but 6 o'clock candle on the H4, it has gone buck wild, ballistically mental craziness. That is a technical term, right? And look at that. So the press conference has made the yen super weak, right? Again, I'm not too interested what is said in the press conference. I just want to see the reaction and then see if I have a trade or not. Really, that's how I trade with news. And again, you can watch that BOJ press conference live. I hope your Japanese is good. No, obviously they'll have translation, you know, and you can watch it live if you want. That's what news traders do. They will watch that BOJ press conference in real time, and there will be one little key buzzword that is quite hawkish or is quite dovish, and they will be trading that, right? So you'd have had a lot of news traders trading this, right? So yeah, there you go, guys. And there's more bloody news later, right? And GDP and initial jobless claims and Philly Fed manufacturing, right? We've got a lot of 3-star ratings for the US dollar as well. So I'm really interested to see these GDP figures, right? Because as you can see, right, this is very fundamental of me, I know, but the previous months was 3%. Now they're forecasting 2.8. So that means that's a month of GDP going backwards. And if that happens again next month, that's a recession. 2 months of declining GDP is a recession. Okay, so 2025 is going to be a great year. We're going to start with a recession. Shouldn't laugh, but I can't help but, yeah, just keep an eye on these GDP figures. I think they're so important at the moment. So there you go, guys. There's all the news. Let me show you a trade that I am in, and it's almost at target. Literally missed it by a pip thus far, right? But I am in this trade here, guys. So I like EURCAD from a weekly and H4, H1 perspective, because daily is in an uptrend. So so I'm selling euro Canadian dollar. So let's understand this trade, right? And as you can see, weekly, ranging, bang, downtrend, right? And we're literally at the moving average 20, but we're still in a downtrend. I know even if we have this big bullish move up here, structure hasn't changed, right? We're still getting lower highs, lower lows potentially. We don't know if that is the new lower high yet, but potentially it is, right? And we're seeing quite a bearish reaction so far, but you cannot base any decisions on that weekly candle. All I'm basing it on is the weekly level, right, at the moving average 20. Then if we drop down to the day chart, admittedly, right, we're in an uptrend. But we've got a nice big bearish candle on the day chart. We're at a nice weekly level. On the H4, I would say we've had a structure break, right? It's a little subjective, I will be honest with you, on the H4, but I would consider that the last substantial low, then these, right? But it's broke this one with this big candle here. And we're now below the moving average 20 as well, right? And so far, we've had a pretty bearish candle, I would say. Bit of a doji, but more bearish than a doji. And we're getting this bearish reaction so far. And there's more. And again, we just held on to H1 structure, right? As price came down, yeah, it was this candle that was the catalyst. This candle held on to this high, right? Nice big bearish candle, also held on to the moving average 20, right? And just, you know, we're seeing lots of top wicks. Look at these bearish candles now. You know, my target is just down at 149.50, 149.51 to be exact, right? So we shall see, guys. And as always, I put all of my trade signals in the VIP Trading Academy. So if you want my trade signals, then please come join the VIP Trading Academy. But it's more than that, right? Trading Signals undersells it, if you like, right? There's loads of tutorials, loads of strategies, loads of other traders to learn from. Come join the VIP. Right, what else are we looking at, guys? Let's say hello to, okay, so Brett, I might be throwing me under the bus here, but we will take a look. Brett is suggesting euro against the Mexican peso, and we do like an exotic pair. Cue the jokes. But we're talking about trading, right? That's what we're talking. Brett, that's what you're talking about, right? Exotic pairs. So let's have a look at the euro. I like looking at a chart that I've never looked at before. So, right, so let's have a look at the euro Mexican peso. That, right, and I straight away, I always look at the spread on these exotic pairs and check that spread out. That's a 41 pip spread, right? That's a hell of a spread. Okay, but it moves 41 pips like that, right? It's like the opposite of Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. All right, so American, Euro American. So let's do a top-down approach. As you can see, I have nothing on this chart. I've never looked at it. I don't think I've ever looked at euro against the Mexican peso. This should be good. So we're going to do a top-down approach. This is a fresh chart, top-down approach. Let me have a quick swig of coffee. I'm on the old special coffee again. We don't know what's in it. I don't ask any questions. I just drink it and enjoy myself straight away afterwards. Right, what are we seeing? So let's put in our support and resistance levels. Right, there's one. I've included that, and that, right? Makes sense. There is one running through here. I'm probably going to include that low. I would say this whole area is an area of weekly support. Okay, so on the weekly chart, right, we were in an uptrend, right? Stroke range, kind of, if not breaking down a little bit. But we have been ranging between here, okay? I would suggest that it'll become clear on the day chart, but we are getting lower lows. And this will be more of a day chart, lower lows kind of thing. Don't know what kind of thing means. So if it does break that level, right, where could we take it to? So I'm just going to look for the next piece of resistance. And I would say the next piece of resistance is through there. Okay, so this, I'm putting this level in because I'm seeing this as a target if this breaks. So, and it's a big psychological level, right? This 20.50,000. Don't even know how you say that. But this 20.5, right, is a big level, right? Did it make it up to there? Not quite. Okay. So this is where we're at on the weekly chart. I'm, ranging in an uptrend, right? Are we starting to break the moving average 20? Looks like it. Now, if we look at the day chart, I'm guessing this would say sell it. Let's have a look at the day chart. Yes, right. So day chart, let's first of all put some support and resistance levels in, right? Yeah, there's one here. There was one running through here. Right, there's a level running through there, right? Price keeps on respecting it, yeah? Support, just didn't know what to do at that level. Now resistance, okay? So, day chart, again, structurally, what are we in? We are in a downtrend, right? I'd even say we've got this happening. Okay, so we're in a downtrend, right? We're getting lower highs, lower lows. We're in a downtrend, right? We're clearly below the moving average 20. So sells would be what I'm looking for. But again, do I want to sell into this level here? And the simple answer is no, I bloody don't. Okay. And you've got to imagine this 21,000 is a big psychological level as well. But what I've seen on the weekly and daily, what I would patiently do is wait for a break of that level. Now, daily's telling us that this level could break, right? Because it's slowly breaking down, right? So that's telling us it could break, right? But I won't trade it on what I think. I will wait for the break, right? Let the market tell me. But I'm not interested in buying it, right? So the two scenarios that I would do to trade this pair, okay? We get a break of this level. Let's say we end up with a bearish daily candle that breaks these lows, okay? I would be looking for a bit of a retrace on a lower time frame, and then I think we could take price down to here, stops above here, right? And we'd look to take price lower. That'd be a bit of a swing trade, right? You'll be in that for a while. That's the first scenario for sells. That is a bearish candle. I cannot color it in. I don't know why. The second scenario would be that this weekly level holds, right? It's proven to be good support. There's good reason why it may hold. And then what I want to see there is this, right? You can see we're in this downtrend. And then what the hell is wrong with my mouse pen? And then you can see perhaps we get something like this. Yeah, there's a bit of indecision because we're in a daily downtrend and we're at weekly support. We might end up getting a bit of consolidation at this level, and then we get a break to the upside, right? I would consider buying Euro Mexican peso on that basis as well. But they're the only two scenarios in which I would trade Euro Mexican peso. At this level, it's just not, there's no appealing trade right now. All right, Brett. So yeah, you didn't throw me under the bus too much, so that was good. Yeah, and you know that's what I'd be looking for, guys. Right, guys, don't be shy. Remember the live stream. I'm all yours for the next 40 minutes or so. Please don't forget to leave us a question, and any question you like. It could be a currency pair you're in. It could be something about trading, you know, support and resistance, strategy, managing risk, psychology. There's so many topics we can talk about. So don't be shy. Send us a question. Also, guys, Merry Christmas. Yeah, because this is going to be the last live stream of 2024. I had to remember what the year was. So I know we don't want too many tears, guys. I can hear some of you sobbing right now. The editor was crying earlier on. But the good news is two things. The good news is we'll be back in 2025, stronger than ever. Probably not stronger, but fatter than ever, because I'm going home and I'm just going to eat and drink. And secondly, guys, over the Christmas period, we are just going to post a lot of tutorial vids to help educate you as a trader. So please keep your eye out for those over the Christmas period. We're just going to release those on YouTube. So yeah, check it all out. What else are, oh yeah, I must mention this. If you look above my head, guys, today's vid is sponsored by Pepperstone. So if you're looking for a broker right now, then look no further. They're, you know, have razor tight spreads. They're a world-class broker. They are compatible with TradingView. And right now, they will give you free access to our VIP Trading Academy. And they will give you a premium TradingView subscription if you change to their broker. No bloody brainer. Check it out. Yeah, use our link, guys, and then you'll get the TradingView account. Right, what else have we got? We got a question here, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Let me have a drink of coffee. Sorry, guys, I'm doing more chatting about random stuff than actually trading. I'm sweating off the back of this coffee. Brett's got a question. How long did it take you to master hedging? So, good question, right? So, hedging, some of you might be new to the channel, some of you may not, but you know that I use a hedge instead of a stop loss, right? Sometimes I just use the hedge as a normal stop loss, right? And I close the trade. Right, this is encouraging. Let me just look at EURCAD. We're actually, no, what's happening to my computer? Right. Okay. So price has come down. Let me just see if it's taken my position, guys. I'm actually in this for a sell. Let me just take a quick look at this trade. Okay. So yeah, we're going to close that trade, guys, for a nice profit. Yeah, just don't be a dick for a tick, really. It came down, hit my alarm, and I've taken some profit, guys. And I'll update this in the VIP Trading Academy very shortly. But EURCAD, nice trade, made some nice money on that, guys. So happy days. And like I say, all my trades are in the VIP Discord. Right. What was your question, Brett? Yes, your question was about hedging. Let me go back to the live chat as well. Now, hedging is what I use instead of a stop loss, right? I believe hedging is a good tool for us to manage a trade and manage risk, right? It is a bit of a double-edged sword, right? It not only can it, it can get you out of a bad trade and get you back to break even or even into profit, but it can also increase risk as the trade goes against you. So it's a double-edged sword, but it's something that I use on every trade. Now, how long did it take me to master it? The question is, how long did it take me to master price action? Because every decision I make when it comes to trading is based on price action. So how I enter a trade is based on price action. Okay. How I exit a trade is based on price action. How I hedge a trade is based on price action. So hedging is just an extension of understanding price action and trading accordingly. Because if I enter the trade according to price action, and then if the trade goes against me, right, then I wait for price action to set up again, and then I will close the hedge, right? So yeah, everything I do stems from price action. Okay, so and hedging is no different. But the thing with hedging is, right, it involves more discipline in terms of managing risk because risk can get away from you, right? And it requires patience because I can be in a hedge trade. I've been in a hedge trade for over a month before and just managing my way out of the hedge, right? And again, we've got loads of great examples of hedging in the VIP Trading Academy, right? And I think you can get the VIP Trading Academy for like $23 a month, right? So it's all in there, guys. But yeah, price action. Yeah, and how long did it take me to master price action? I would say a good couple of years, right? I would say, because first of all, I went from indicator mad, right? This is my trading journey, if you like. So to start with, I went indicator mad, right? I had every indicator on my screen trying to find the perfect strategy. And anyone who's traded for a long time will tell you there is no perfect strategy. Okay, simple as that. But I would constantly change indicators on my chart. If I had a couple of losing trades, I would add a new indicator to try and eradicate that problem. It would create a different problem. I'd add another indicator, and I was just chasing my tail. And I talk of those days as the dark days of trading. Yeah, I was like the Sith Lord. I was like Darth Vader. It was very dark, right? Not good trading years, that was, right? And then once I stripped everything back, right, and said, look, I don't need all this crap. What I do need is an understanding of how price moves and why, right? And that is price action, right? So it took me, I'm going to say, a year and a half, I would say, to start fully understanding every aspect of price action, understanding how it's represented on the charts, how the charts move. And then once I stripped back, focused on price action, I started getting some consistency in my trading. Before then, it was very, very erratic. And then price action only, stripped the charts back naked. As you can see now, I only use the moving average 20. The charts are naked. I'm not. Yeah, don't trade naked. Well, maybe you can. Maybe that might be quite, freeing. I don't know. Maybe some of you do. If anyone trades naked, let us know. Send a pic. No, I'm only joking. So price action took about a year and a half, and that's when I started seeing some consistency, right? Because I wasn't relying on indicators. I was relying on what I could read the charts, on how I could read the charts. And then that consistency started to come, and then it started to come into consistent profitability. And that probably took a little bit longer, another year after that. And then, from there, I haven't looked back, and yeah, I started to enjoy my trading after that. Right. Another question. Nor, can we check silver? And also, guys, in the new year, we are a we in terms of our channel, but it's all my material. I'm going to release a course. I've created a course all about price action, how to read charts, money and risk management, hedging, psychology, everything, guys, right? So keep an eye out for that in the new year. We're going to release the Simply Forex trading course. Right, Nor, silver, haha. Have to do my silver pirate impression when we look at silver. Right, what are we looking at? Let's have a look at the weekly chart. Now, this is a big week for silver, right? Just by looking at this chart. So why is it a big week? Well, we are in an uptrend, and price has come back down to this level, right? And it's looking like a head and shoulders pattern, right? This is the shoulder, this is the other shoulder, and this is the head. Other patterns are available. Head and shoulders, hook me up, right? So this is a head and shoulders pattern, okay? And what normally happens, if this level is broken, let's say this weekly candle finishes like this, this pattern suggests whatever this amount of pips from here to here is, it can move the same amount of pips from here to here, right? So that's what head and shoulders pattern suggests. But in reality, patterns, we might get a break here, but patterns, I wouldn't follow that pattern to the T, right? I would look at other price action to confirm it. Okay, but there's the head and shoulders pattern, right? Interesting to look at. Now, it's a big week because, if this candle breaks these lows, we are in a weekly downtrend, right? We're below the moving average 20. We're starting to see lower highs and lower lows. That is confirmation of a weekly downtrend. And if that happens and this candle finishes like this, I would suggest at the very least we can take it back down to this level, right? I know there's a bit of support through here, right? There is. But if it breaks this, it will want to move, right? And it will want to come down, to at least this like 28 level. Okay, I would suggest. Now, this weekly candle hasn't finished forming yet, right? And we've got some big US data later today as well. And obviously this can affect silver against the US dollar, right? So keep an eye on how the weekly finishes here, Nor. Okay, if it finishes like that, only sells I'll be looking for. Now, if the weekly candle finishes like this, right, and we get, and this low holds, I would still be reluctant to buy silver because, we are still seeing this. We're seeing lower highs, right? So I would still be reluctant to start buying silver, even if we got a bullish wick like this, okay? Now, let's look at the day chart. Okay, right, that is a clear break, okay? And this was on the back of the US, the Fed, right? We saw US dollar strength, you know, come into the market big time, right? Now, just to follow structure, and I would say this structure is quite intricate in here. I'd say there's more, it's more like this. Okay, but we're clearly in a downtrend. We've broken this low, I mean, and even these lows in here, right? We're clearly in a downtrend. So this would suggest we could keep selling silver as well. But because I pointed out that this is a weekly level, right? It is. I want to see, now it's a weekly level, right? The daily candle has broken it, right? There's no ifs and buts about that. That has broken the lows, right? But I would want to see the weekly candle break that low. So if we go back to the weekly chart, right, I would want to see the candle look like this, break these lows, and then, you know, retrace. I think we've got some good sells on our hands, right? So I would want to see that to start selling. Now, the daily has broken it, right? But there's not, you know, and I would probably aim for this 29 level, right? If I was in a sell trade, I would aim for 29, okay? Because you can see there's a level in here. But it's looking good for sells, right? On the day chart, it really is. If we're looking at the H4, I mean, if we're looking at the H4, right, and we're seeing this, this is suggesting, this candle here is suggesting we can make it potentially back down into this grey zone. That's what the H4 chart is telling me. Now, at the start of the day, if you said to me, Tom, would you start selling from here? I would say no, because there's no value for me, right? It's very overextended down here, like a lot of US dollar pairs are, right? It's overextended because of the Fed news, okay? Quick drink of coffee. Just so I can start sweating again. So it's overextended, but having seen this candle, it's looking like a good sell, right? So, Nor, I hope you are in sells because you've put, oh, right, no, you are doing the silver impression. Sorry, Nor, I get it now. I thought you were going, as in the trade's going in the wrong direction. I get it, bear with me. So, yeah, I would sell it, right? You're not going to start buying this selling pressure. You're not going to start buying this daily candle, right? You're just not, right? Don't do that. I'm not going to start buying that. So anything, it's just sells. The only thing I would say is this weekly chart. Wait for this weekly candle to finish because that is going to be the real catalyst for potential sells if it breaks these lows. Ha-ha. I should have played Captain Jack Sparrow, I think, with that impression. Johnny Depp, he done an okay job, but, I reckon I would have done all right there. Anyway, so Brett's asking, Tom, have you got any type of material that will teach us support and resistance, price action and hedging? So yes, we've got loads of stuff in the VIP Trading Academy, guys. So please come join it. Loads of great stuff in there. And we've also releasing the Simply Forex complete Forex trading course. That's a mouthful in the new year as well, guys. So keep your eyes out for that. Right. What else are we looking at? Let's go back to pound, right? Let's have a look at pound, see what's happening here on the H1. So that initial pound weakness is bouncing back up. Let's see if that's true across all pairs. Yeah, pound yen, yeah, pound Swiss franc. Okay, so the Swiss franc seems strong at the moment. Pound CAD. Okay, so yeah, it is having a bit of a bounce off the pound CAD. So yeah, What else was I going to look at today? Yeah, I liked pound US dollar sales for today, to be quite honest with you, but news coming out. We even got a look at this H4, right? So we got to look at the H1 first of all, right? We've got a really nice level where we got a bounce off. Look at that H1 reaction at that level. But I just couldn't enter it. Another reason I couldn't enter it is because look at this H4 candle. That is menacingly bullish. Okay. So yeah, it's been tricky. You know, after news like the Fed, it becomes incredibly tricky to trade the next day, right? You get a move like that. You know, I like news because it gets the market going, right? And sometimes the market needs that, it needs to be pushed out of out of consolidation. But once you get a candle like that, it becomes very difficult to trade. It's such an extreme abnormality of a candle. Abnormality, there's word of the day. Write it down. Who can spell it? But yeah, it's tricky, guys, right? So yeah, that's pound US dollar. Right, what else are we looking at, guys? Oil. Okay, let's take a look at oil. And again, let's do a top-down approach. That is ugly. Yeah, this is like Elephant Man ugly, right? Just this, just look at the weekly from there to there. That, once prices come down into here, that is 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 7 weeks of awfulness within oil, right? It's just consolidating. Now, if I zoom out, guys, we know that this is a beautiful level of support for oil. For oil. Okay. Now, what would I want to see? I just want to see a breakout of this consolidation, right? If we break this level, right, I would suggest we have a nice big move in oil coming up, right? Even potentially back up to here. If it breaks this low, I would suggest we have a big move in oil to the downside. And that's the problem, right? That's why oil is here. It can't make up its mind. You've got all of this weekly, monthly buying pressure here, but you've also got all this weekly selling pressure here. And you just get consolidation. If we look at the day chart, I would suggest, right, we can take price back to the top of this range and this area of resistance and this 72 level, right? Because for me, this trend line has broke, right? We was in this downtrend and now bang, we find ourselves in this uptrend and breaking out of this trend line. And look at that, we're at the moving average 20. Honestly, the moving average 20 is a beautiful little thing, right? I'm going to make a terrible joke then. So because of daily structure and daily price action, obviously I don't like this candle today, right? And it's Christmas coming up. We're going to have low volume in the market, right? But yeah, I would suggest we could take oil back up to this level. Let's take a quick look at the H4. That's a bloody mess, right? We was in this H4 uptrend and then we've broke down and this is where we are so far. So that's scruffy as well, right? So yeah, oil's a little bit tricky in terms of price action. Again, if we get a break of these highs, I think it's going to make it up to that 72 level. If we get a breakdown here, it's probably going to come back into this trend line and down into this support level. So yeah, oil, tricky little sausage. So empty unicorn. What an interesting name. US yields are up. The economy seems to keep doing well, and rate cuts seem to be poised to slow down. Anything against the dollar will struggle. Okay, so a fundamental view there from Empty Unicorn, and that may well be true, Empty Unicorn. What I'll do is just trade what the dollar charts tell me to trade. And yeah, you wouldn't like to go against dollar strength right now. And that's just from looking at the charts, right? You know, look at the day chart. Yeah, just dollar strength. But not all of the dollar pairs have room to move into. Now, New Zealand US dollar does, right? This has a bit of room to move into, right? But a lot of these US dollar majors don't. And guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and smash the like button. Check out Pepperstone. They are willing to give you a premium TradingView subscription if you sign up via our affiliate link with the broker, guys. All right, so check that out. Also, check out our VIP Trading Academy, and we're going to release a Simply Forex course in the new year. Mike F, hey Tom, the course sounds great. Good to hear, Mike. You will be the first to know once we release it. And guys, all that's left to say is Merry Bloody Christmas, right? So thank you to everyone who tunes in on the live streams every day, who takes the time to spend it with us throughout the year. You know, we do really appreciate it, guys, and we enjoy all of your questions. We enjoy all of your input and your interaction, you know, and we can't do this channel without you, right? And I hope, you know, we give you something back, guys, in terms of education and helping you trade and you know, helping you on your trading journey. So yeah, all that's left to say is Merry Christmas. Don't forget, we're going to release some training tutorials over the Christmas period, so keep your eyes peeled for them. And then we will be back as normal on the live streams week commencing the 6th of Jan. But we'll release loads of great content for you before then. So guys, Merry Christmas. Have a great Christmas. Don't drink or eat too much. That's more of a message to myself. Have a great time. Hope you're safe. Enjoy yourself. And we'll see you again soon.